When it comes to ads, most people focus on the wrong things, and that's why they're broke. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to not do that and how to not fall into the trap of tracking the wrong stuff and focusing and prioritizing and optimizing for the wrong KPIs and metrics, and what to actually focus on to see a disgusting ROI on your ads. So my name is Jeremy. I help online coaches scale. I scaled my own online coaching business from 0 to over 200K a month in 8 months with ads. And I'm going to share with you exactly my mentality and kind of like line of thinking when it comes to tracking, optimizing, and everything like that too. So I'm going to share with you a personal story from myself and also from one of my clients as well. And this will help you identify, it'll help you kind of lean into what my most successful clients do that sets them apart from everybody else. So let's get into it. Now, I got a question on one of my YouTube videos recently that said, what's your average cost per follower? Now, with one of the funnels that we run and that we teach our clients, it focuses on running ads to get followers to your Instagram account. And then those followers, then you can message them, get them to watch your content, and then book them in for sales calls and we'll kind of warm them up and nurture them, stuff like that, right? Really simple, really straightforward. You can check the main video on my channel, shows you all of that in a lot more detail. But nonetheless, this has been very popular. It's been a very popular funnel over the last year or two, right? And so a lot of people are running it. So I got to ask, what's your average cost per follower? Now, this is kind of a dumb question with no context because like it's going to be different, right? Because it relies on so many different variables. It relies on my offer, how good I am on ads, how good I am like with ads and copywriting, how good I am on, like with content, how good my profile is, how follow worthy it is, and everything else as well, right? So it's going to be different for every single person. So I can't give like a blanket answer because A, there's no context, and B, it's focusing on the wrong thing. And here's what I mean by that. So about a year and a half ago, I launched an ad campaign and I was getting about $5 per follower. Now I have a very like kind of niched targeted audience that's very specific. And as B2B, I sell something pretty expensive. So it makes sense. Like I'm willing to pay more for that, which is okay. And so anyways, I was getting about $5 a follow. And that led to about a 4x ROAS. So every $1 I was putting in the machine, I was getting $4 out. So about $3 profit there, right? And that's pretty damn good. Like all of the ads programs I've ever gone through and everybody else that I've learned from like would kill to have like a 3x ROAS, not to mention a 4x ROAS, right? So that's pretty solid. However, I was like, I think I can do better. And here's why. Because that ad that I was running that was getting a 4x ROAS, it was like kind of broad and relatively untargeted, right? And so I was getting like a really broad mixed bag of leads coming through. So there were a lot of unqualified leads. A lot of people were broke because I wasn't attracting those kind of people, or I was attracting those kind of people, anybody and everybody in my ads. I wasn't being specific and excluding certain people and really just including certain people as well that I want, right? So as a result, I was like, well, I kind of had a theory. I'm like, what if I add a lot of friction into my ads so then I don't have to have as much friction in my setting and my sales process? The more I can kind of pre-qualify my ads, and the less I have to do down below. So I was like, let's give that a shot. So I launched a new campaign with with quite a bit of financial qualifications in there to target just my dream client that I actually want to work with, who pays the most, who is the best clients to work with, who get the best results in the shortest amount of time. And there's a whole list of variables that go into that as well. So anyways, I launched these new ads and immediately my cost per follower doubled. It went from $5 a follower to $10 a follower. Immediately, I would like, most people would probably be like, uh-oh, this is not good. I should turn this off because this is not working. I'm paying twice as much per lead. However, only the broke idiots would think that way. And by the end of this video, I hope that you no longer think like a broke idiot so you can actually make a lot of money and change people's lives. So the reason for that is because they would be optimizing for the wrong things. They're optimizing for cost per lead. Anytime anybody asks me, what's your average cost per lead? I want to smack them in the face because it doesn't matter, right? What I'm optimizing for is return on ad spend. How much money I can put in. If I like how much money I get out of the system for every $1 I put in. That's all that matters. I don't care about anything else. Click-through rate, cost per click, cost per follower, none of that stuff matters. They're vanity metrics. They don't matter at the end of the day. They matter to the people that are broke, that hyper obsess over every single little thing, and they lose sight of the bigger picture. Now, I'm not saying totally disregard those, because if there are ways that you can like have hyper optimizations to increase those, like improve those numbers in the KPIs, 100% do it, because that's going to lead to a higher ROAS. I understand that. But for people that have like never really run ads before and don't have a lot of experience, and like they're just running like a few at a time, then like that's what this is for, right? They shouldn't even really be thinking about all of that stuff. They should just be like, get the proof of concept for the funnel, number one, by making a sale from it, right? Rather than focus on adding a lot of complexity and confusion to just destroy things. And so anyways, I didn't turn them off. Even though I was paying twice as much per follower, I was paying $10 versus $5. I did not turn them off because the quality of the leads coming through were really damn good. I was like, uh-oh, I think I'm onto something here. So I let it rip. I let it continue go. I let it continue going, and I let it go for about a month. Now, this is really important because a lot of people turn things off too quickly before they give them time to work. I have a longer sales cycle. It takes people a longer amount of time to know me, like me, trust me before they want to work with me. My thing's not cheap, and it's a big commitment. And every single one of my clients has been burned by a shitty coach before, and they haven't got results in other programs, right? Every single one of my clients, without exception. So therefore, I'm willing to go a little bit longer and to withstand like that time frame and be patient with it. So I waited a month, and guess what happened? Although I was paying twice as much per follower, which is a vanity metric that doesn't matter at the end of the day, my ROAS went from a 4x to a 12x. My ROAS tripled. I was getting $12 out for every $1 I was putting into my ads. Imagine if I turned those ads off. I'd still be getting a 4. Probably worse now, right? Because ad fatigue and things decline over time. Sometimes, right? And if I didn't learn that lesson, then like that one lesson alone has literally helped my clients make millions of dollars, because now I help them like on our one-on-one onboarding call where it's me and them sitting down on a Zoom call for an hour, scripting out their ads. That's like the one thing I focus on the most with them to make sure they dial that in. That's how I have fitness coaches signing 4,500 paid in full clients for like 6 months of coaching. That's how my clients are hitting record months literally every single month. And it's because of that one lesson that's helped me significantly, as well as helped me serve a lot of my clients as well. And speaking of clients, another story here as well. I had a client who, I'm not going to say any names, but I had a client who would ask so many questions, little tiny questions about things that didn't matter, about click-through rate, cost per click, cost per follow, like cost per fucking whatever, didn't matter, right? He's asking stuff about it. He's hyper obsessing over every single tiny little percentage and metric. I was like, dude, the reason you're not seeing a return right now, or not an extremely high one, is because you're hyper obsessing over shit that doesn't matter. I'm like, be patient, let it sit, trust me. And that's what he did. He was very open to the feedback and the coaching. And he was like, all right, Jeremy, I'll do it. I'll do what you say. So I was like, don't touch anything for a bit. Leave it for a few weeks, report back, see what happens, right? Only focus on, are you making money from the thing, right? And of course, like we help our clients dial in their content. So it pre-sells their appointment setting process, or they're packing out. I think now he's booking like anywhere from 7 to 10 calls a day. And then also the sales process to help him close like 40 to, he might even close him way more than that, 40 to like 60% usually. But nonetheless, so we wanted to make sure every single other aspect of the funnel was really dialed in, which it is now. And the only variable that we were isolating was just the ads. So when he stopped hyper obsessing over that, and when he was hyper obsessing over all of the little things, he had about 12 ads run at the same time, which you might think is good for testing reasons. However, the problem with follower ads is the tracking is brutal. You have no idea what the hell is going on with any of them, and you don't know if any of them are working at any given time. So he had 12 different ads going. He didn't know if any of them were working. And he was actually like, I don't even know if he was breaking even, to be honest with you, because there was just so much complexity. He was spending like 10, 15K a month in ads and just like blasting it into the unknown. And so what we did is we simplified it. We cut it down to 2 ads. He spent $2,000 throughout the month instead of 12. So he spent 5 times less money on ads, and he went from about 20K a month to hitting his first 50K a month. Literally a month later. He spent $2,000. Maybe it was like 2 to 3K. And he made 50, more than 50 cash. Because he stopped hyper obsessing over the stuff that doesn't actually matter, which then created confusion and complexity with all these different things going on, which were impossible to track and manage. We dialed in on the ones that actually worked the most, and we scaled those. And then that led to like he had like an 18x ROAS or something like that, right? I'm no mathematician, but it was at least that. It was crazy. And the moral of the story here is keep things simple, but also remember, only focus on what actually matters, which is how much money are you getting out for every $1 you put in? Your return on ad spend, your ROAS. If you focus on that, everything will fall into place. And I hope that you learn the lesson that I learned the hard way. Well, not so hard. It was actually very insightful. But hopefully you learn from my insights and those of my clients as well. So that way you don't make those same mistakes too. Because I know ads can be very confusing and lots of stuff going on. You should be testing lots, but then once you find the winners, like just double down on those. Just do more of what works rather than throwing in a bunch of complexity because you're focused on the wrong things. So have your ROAS as your North Star. Understand everything else is kind of a vanity metric. If you know what you're doing and you can make subtle tweaks, kind of very like slowly and calculated to improve the vanity metrics, it will improve the ROAS overall. However, if you're kind of just starting out, you don't have a ton of experience with this kind of stuff, don't shoot yourself in the foot by hyper obsessing over stuff that doesn't matter. So that's it for this video. Let me know down below if you like these types of videos where I share my own lessons and those of my clients as well, to then help you on a very tactical level actually improve what you're doing as well. So anyways, that's for the video. If you want our help to actually dial in ads and get your funnel cranking, then the link's in the description. You can book a call with my team. You can check out the main video on my channel as well. It breaks down our whole funnel process and program. And you can also shoot me a DM on Instagram if you are ready to rock and roll. So it's Jeremy_Pogue. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.